Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. I'm Bergen, and today I'm obviously joined for another Christmas themed stream with Mike. If you want to take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. My name is Mike. Are we live?
Yes.
He's shaking his head at me. I
We're
don't know what that
live.
means. We are going to go through the Ghost of Christmas Future today. The December the 24th and December the 25th streams, we had Christmas Past, where we talked about all the scams in 2014, 2017, 2021. Then we spoke to the Ghost of Christmas Present, and we talked about what 2025 was all about. We talked about real world assets. We talked about AI. We talked about all-time highs. We talked about all of those things. And now Satoshi Nakamoto, the Ghost of Christmas Present, is paying us one last visit, and that is the Ghost of Christmas Future, which I think is called the Ghost of the Future that is yet to come, or something like that. Anyway, we're not Dickensians over here. What we're going to do today is myself and our learned colleague, the Oracle, are going to go through 20 different predictions for 2026, and we are going to decide whether we agree with them or not. Now, this is going to be fairly quick fire. We don't want to bore you to tears. We're not going to be here for 3 or 4 hours. We're going to go through some of the things people have been saying is going to happen in 2026, and we're going to agree with it or disagree with it. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about ETFs. We're going to talk about stablecoin legislation. We're going to talk about other altcoins. We're going to talk about all of those kinds of things in a kind of predictive way. Okay, now we are going to make some videos over the course of the next few days talking about the future of crypto in 2026. Where are we going to go? I was watching Ben Cowan this morning, and Ben Cowan must have splinters in his bum cheeks because he is on the fence. Well, we could go to all-time highs in 2026. We might not go to all-time highs in 2026. And I just think he's decided to get back on that fence that he spent the last 2 years on. So, Oracle, are we ready to go through these 20 predictions?
Sure.
Anybody to talk to in chat today? KB is here, I see. Mags is here.
Follow up on. Frozen. You have it on your end.
Danny's here.
Frozen.
I have got Binance here. So we've got Nemo is in chat. Bobby is in chat. We have Gopang is in chat. Kathleen is in chat. Good morning, Kathleen. Triple B is in chat. Imran is in chat. Hafles is in chat. Good morning to you all. I hope you are okay. And good evening to those of you who are ahead of us in the time zone. Bobby has said, Boss Oracle and Boss Mike, how are you? We are, but well, I'm good. I don't know how the Oracle is. How are you, Oracle?
Good. Yeah, I'm all right. It's tired. I could wake up at 5. I could go to sleep at 8 p.m. Wake up at 5 a.m. and I'll still be tired for the stream.
I can hear a very, very light echo. I think one of my devices is still playing. Right, should we get going then? Should we have a look at some of these predictions that have been coming out with? Are you ready for the first one?
Where the predictions come from? Just the ghost itself.
Satoshi Nakamoto, the Ghost of Christmas Future, has visited me and given me 20 predictions for the future. That's where they've come from. They've come from Satoshi Nakamoto. Where do you think they would have come from?
Well, there's plenty of places I think it could have come from. Places I think it's more
the
likely
Ghost
to come
of Christmas.
You know, it's the Ghost of Christmas.
Are you
future.
saying that I'm not in touch with the spirit of Satoshi Nakamoto?
I don't think anyone is. Is that
right?
Yes, in his life, I don't think Ghost would even talk to anybody.
Well, let's begin. Now, there are people asking for red packets in chats because people seem to think we're a charity. Nemo, we do not drop red packets every stream. If you want red packets, go and watch somebody else. That would be my advice. We will be dropping red packets tomorrow on New Year's Day, the same way we dropped red packets on Christmas Day. We don't do them every stream. If you want us to drop red packets, I would suggest that you tip us and everybody else who watches us tip us, because then we'll give those tips back to you in red packets. But don't come on here asking for money, because that's not what we're about. Now, we are going to begin. The first one, Oracle, this one is for you. Bitcoin reaches $150,000 to $250,000 by the end of the year. driven by sustained ETF inflows and institutional adoption, breaking the 4-year cycle with new all-time highs.
Yeah, am I going straight into what I think?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the first prediction.
Um,
You are on the spot.
It could do. Maybe, yeah. I could see it. You want me to explain some more?
Is that it?
I mean, yeah.
Is that all we're gonna get out of the oracle?
I think we should preface. You know what? Actually, I'm going to preface. This is obviously predictive. This could be wildly wrong or wildly correct. We will claim glory on the things we get right. I will pretend it never existed if I get it wrong, and that's what I'll say. In terms of this, I think obviously we've talked a lot about previously on streams on my stream, whether it be us together or me just on a chart stream, and I'm talking as a whole about the idea of this time being different. I know obviously people say that all the time. Oh, this time it's different. This time it's different. But I think there's a reason why we could have a slightly different time this time in terms of timings, how fast or how big our movements are when it comes to Bitcoin or crypto as a whole. So I do think if any time will, if you look in the past and look now, any time that a change in to a cycle, quote unquote, would happen, I think it would right now. In terms of the price, I could see 100. I don't know if it's going to be on the latter end of those numbers. I don't personally know. Again, once it goes past things which haven't been done before, then it's then you're trying to speculate and don't really know. But we will see. Again, we've got a long time to go, so we'll how fast when we start to do this. But I would stick more to the former end of that prediction. But I definitely think this could happen.
Okay. Now, there is a game, is there not, where we are going to decide how many of these we agree with, and we both have to agree with them, don't we?
Yep.
I don't believe we're going to get anywhere near 150,000 in 2026. Now, it does say by year end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think the second prediction, I'm massively, massively in agreement with. This one, I can't agree with this. So I am going to say no, and you are going to say yes to 150,000. Yes,
I think
because 150,000.
Yeah, well, I'm not. I mean, because I'm confused about your question. I'm still just making sure I would agree with it or not. I get your question. Yes,
You've got a lot of these to get through.
Let's go then.
So you're a yes.
Yes,
I'm a
I've
no.
recorded it down.
Therefore,
I put one false. Let's
it's
go.
a no.
Number 2.
One false. Okay, next one. This is the one I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go first on this one. Bitcoin experiences a mid-year correction, potentially dipping below $100,000 or as low as $60,000 in bear scenarios before recovering on macro improvements. I know it says $100,000 and we're currently at $88,000. What I'm going to say to this is what I've been saying all along. This next year is the midterms. That's halfway through President Trump's 4-year cycle. Every single midterm year, the market's correct without fail. So I am going to go, and I've said this on the stream before, in May or June, there is a new Fed chairman. And Trump is pushing for Powell to resign in January, by the way. So I am wholeheartedly in agreement with this. I think we could come down to 70 to 75,000 is my prediction. So for me, this one is a massive yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll agree then.
Is that it? Is that all we're getting out of you?
Do you
pretty
think
much.
I think in terms of the prices where we can move down from, obviously it depends where we come from. We'd have to go above 100k to then dip below 100k. So it depends on. I don't know if it. I mean, where we are right now, going up in towards June time. I mean, I don't know if we're really good because when have we really ever been that positive, especially at the start of New Year's? It has a period of time before the midpoint of the year, but will that be enough to get? I mean, depending on how low we move, will that be enough to get us down again? So I'd rather look more towards just not even really getting towards there, potentially. So, but I agree with that.
If you look at what happened very quick, if you look what happened last year, between October and January the 19th, we went up, didn't we, and to the right because Trump got elected.
Yep.
And this year, we've gone down and to the right from pretty much the same amount of time. So I see 100,000 wick, as in I think we go to the bottom of the bull market support band and then we come crashing down again. So I do think we can go above 100,000 at the start of January, and then we come back down to 70, 75,000 by May, June time, and then we move up. So we're both in agreement with that one. So that goes into the what were the columns called, by the way? Fail and
True and
pass.
foo. False. I could do fail and pass.
Right. Right then. Next one is Ethereum surges to over $7,500, fueled by layer 2 scaling upgrades, higher staking participation, and spot ETF demand absorbing significant supply. So basically, Tom Lee, and again, I'm slowly losing all stock in Tom Lee because I just think he's a caricature. I think he's a clown. Okay. Tom Lee's the guy from is it Bitwise or Bitmain? No, not Bitmain. One of those two, anyway. He's the guy that's buying all the Ethereum and staking it, and he keeps going on TV. He looks like Penfold. He keeps talking about the fact that Ethereum is going to go to 60, 11 trillion dollars, and I just don't believe a word he says. However, supply shock for Ethereum and ETF demand for Ethereum next year to push it to 7,500. Yes or no?
No. I don't think that's close.
I don't think so either. I don't think
No
so
way.
either. I think that's a pipe dream. I think we'll be lucky to get anywhere near $4,000 next year. What are we now? 2009?
Basically 3,000. 2,970. Basically 3,000.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to go. I don't think we're going to go maybe a wick above 4,000 if Bitcoin does have its rally. So I don't see that happening. There's people in chat saying, yes, it is possible. BNT has said it's possible. I doesn't think it's going to go 6-month market crash in Bitcoin, says Nemo. Possible, but if we're in a bear market, remember the bear market started October the 10th. So we are now 3 months into the bear market. The earliest the bear market finishes is 9 months. So that takes us to May, March to June time. So possibly. Right. So I think that's a no as well.
Yep.
So what are we now? 1-2?
Yeah, basically.
I think.
I'm recording those numbers now, so if we do want to add it up, because I know you're going to pull out how many have we added up? Because that's what you're going to pull out, isn't it? So I've not made it true or false. I've made it 1-0, so I can go next and add it all up.
Right, the next one then. Oh, we're doing quite well. By the way, YouTube chat, wake up, join in. By all means, disagree with the Oracle and myself, and let us know how you are. Binance chat is doing well. Good
Don't worry,
morning
YouTube.
to
I know how
user
you feel.
unknown. You know what? Your YouTube chat, and I'm Binance chat.
You look tired though. I mean, might not. You had your coffee. I know you have coffee. I haven't got any coffee. I'm raw dogging the morning experience. I know you look tired.
I don't care how I look, how I feel on the inside. It's my truth. I'm fully awake. Right then. Spot ETFs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana purchase over 100% of new token supply, accelerating institutional demand and reducing available float. Very quickly, absolutely yes. Bitcoin, for example, the ETFs have been buying more than double the amount of new Bitcoin being issued ever since the ETFs went live on Bitcoin. So absolutely, the new issuance of Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, and we could probably go far as to say some of the new coins that come in 2026. I do think that the ETFs are going to buy more than is created. And at some point, like the game of Buckaroo, the prices are going to snap to the upside, but that's not going to happen next year, in my opinion. So I am fully on board with number 4. Spot ETFs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana purchase more than the new token supply. What do you think, Mr. Oracle?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't really make much sense if they didn't want to buy more. And I think if in the sense of the control they would have, being able to have as much as possible, and that's kind of the main goal. It's not maybe obviously maybe they don't hold. They're obviously not going to be able to hold 100% of every token. That would make sense, but of the new stuff anyway, it's kind of it reminds me of the meme. I can't bring it up. I'm not gonna, but the one where everyone's partying with pineapple hats on, then everyone comes in who they don't want to have pineapple hats on, and everyone leaves because they don't want the institutions having pineapple hats. That is a horrible explanation of the meme, but you might know what I'm talking about. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to bring it up while I'm talking.
Are you agreeing with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways,
Should
this
we
is
move on
this
while you
is
bring up the meme?
you can, but I'm gonna re-talk about what I was talking about. It's really really pixelated. I don't know why. But this is what it is. Everyone's got their pineapple hats on. Everyone's happy with their hats. They're all sharing their pineapple hats. And then the brands come with their pineapple hats. And then no one wants their pineapple hats anymore. All the brands have their pineapple hats. This is every corporal branding TikTok you've ever seen. They are always 3 months out of any trend in the slightest. And this is ETFs. I'm not saying people.
It's like dads, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like that. This is ETFs. They're gonna come in. They're gonna take all these
Like
pineapple hats, and everyone can go. I don't want to do pineapple hats anymore. So yeah,
Yeah. All the cool kids just leave, and all the dads are there. Yeah. I agree. I agree. So I think that's in the what is it? Pass and fail.
1-0 right now. But yeah, deal with literally what you want. Chickens and eggs or whatever.
Right then, next one. Now you're going to have to go and find out what the actual market cap is at the minute.
315 million. But stablecoin token market cap.
316 billion.
Yeah, well, 315 and a half.
How about? Right. So we're saying that stable coins will 3x in 2026. Absolutely, I agree with that. Absolutely.
So
I know that's a very, very bold. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I think it's a very bold target. But if we get to the end of next year with 800 billion, for example, I think that have done incredibly well. And remember, like one of the things we keep saying is real world assets already exist. We're
Yeah.
just bringing them on to and bringing them into Web3 or Web4, as Charles Hoskinson keeps talking about now. We're just bringing them in. So it already exists.
Yeah.
So can we onboard $500 billion worth of stable coins in a year? It's a tough ask, but I think we should shoot for the stars and land on Scunthorpe. Why not? I think so. Why not? I'm going to go for that one. Maybe
the
not
worst
$1
place
trillion,
in the
but I don't care. Yeah, we're under the worst place in the world. I think we'll get somewhere. I think we'll. You know what? I'm going to make a massively bold prediction. We will have a higher stablecoin market cap at this time next year than we have today. That's my absolute.
Is that,
drop
oh,
the
okay, is that
mic
it? Is that it? I thought that was good. I thought you could say something really crazy then.
What do you think?
I could see. I mean, I think at the rate we're going, obviously you've got PayPal USDs doing some bits. I think for me with stable coins, it's not just about what it does for the forefront of crypto. It's more about looking retrospectively on what it can do for old heads, if you will, the old heads of finance. I think the cooler things to look at when it comes to stablecoins is how it can integrate with normal life. You know, because it's a stablecoin. Like, how much is it really going to be able to innovate in crypto after it's already been made? All it can really do is add more money to it. We know what a stablecoin is. We know how it can be paired with tokens. It's not really something which could be developed upon. I think the only the only metric of growth, I think, obviously, is more money in it, obviously, but I think the metric of growth, just as a concept of stablecoins, is what it can do. It's how much can it do when you try and connect it with normal finances, and what can you do with it, basically. Yeah. And I think as that grows, which we are seeing currently, we are seeing it grow, and obviously as more involvement by governments get involved with stablecoin, more money will be put in, and more use cases will be stablecoins, bridging between obviously crypto being stablecoins and normal finances. So yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, that's a good one that we agree on. Good morning, Leola. I hope you are well. Right. So stablecoin market cap will go above $1 trillion. Stable caps sounds so much better, doesn't it? I think I think we're close enough. Now, number 6 is pretty much going to happen anyway. Major US crypto market structure legislation, e.g., the Clarity Act, passes with bipartisan support, providing clearer rules for tokens, DeFi, and exchanges. Now, again, this is pretty much absolutely nailed on to be passed in January. but it won't be brought into force until January 2027 because they give people a year. You can't bring out a new set of rules and then fine everybody when they don't comply. They have a 1 year crossover period where
Grace
the
period.
legislation exists, grace period. You can coexist and get yourself in line with stuff like that. So I think number 6 is a gimme. We know about the Genius Act, we know about the Clarity Act, we know these things are going to happen. So I think number 6 is absolutely going to come true.
Yeah. Good question 7. There's no need for me to talk because it's happened. You've said exactly what. It's kind of cut and dry. There's not really much leeway.
It isn't. No, and we're doing really well for time, by the way.
Good.
We're still behind, but we're always behind. But we're still doing well for time.
I think behind is the new current, whatever. Behind is the new on time.
Okay, right then. Number 7. This is an interesting one. At least one nation partially converts gold reserves to Bitcoin, signaling growing sovereign adoption amid economic uncertainty. So one country is going to sell some of its gold for Bitcoin in 2026. What do you think?
Yes. I think so. 100%. Absolutely. I think
so insightful.
If we look at
would you like to
the
add,
outlook on gold and look at the outlook on Bitcoin, whether that be over a current period or a multi-year period, I think it's more of a flourishing idea to go for Bitcoin. I think there could be an event where because they could buy with anything other than gold, but I think they could sell, like it says, a partial. If it was sells their gold for Bitcoin, I wouldn't agree in the slightest, but partially can cover a tenth, a little penny of gold for Bitcoin, and that once that's covered, then you know what I mean. So it doesn't have to be a ton of gold, but I reckon I could see that, especially with America. Again, they stole the Nazi gold, they stole the other gold from all down south in the All land. They stole all that gold, and they haven't told anybody about it. Obviously, as we've talked about with, they went to go count the gold, see how rich they were, and they went, got a lot more than we're supposed to have, and we tell everyone this. Very, very good for the gold market. We just won't say anything. They clearly got a lot of gold, so I wouldn't be surprised if they sold a bit. Even America, maybe. Obviously, there's maybe other countries, but even America probably has a lot more gold than they're trying to let on. They're going to sell a tiny bit, and buy gold. I mean, buy Bitcoin.
All right, do me a favor. Can you bring up the gold chart, PAX-G? Don't leave CoinMarketCap. Just bring up PAX-G. I just want to show you something because this is, I think, what's going to happen. So if you bring up PAX-G,
yes.
I think gold is up. What's gold up this year? 33%. Something like that. If you bring it up,
there's an all time. I can go month
in the last,
and then can I do this?
No,
Okay,
go. Just do the year to date. We don't need all time because it's going to be like 86 trillion% if we go do all time high. What's it up so far in the last 12 months? It should tell you on the left hand side.
I'm just going to measure it.
Are you looking at?
I'm on PAX-G. I'm just going to measure it. I'm going to measure the move from January the 1st candle to now.
I'm going to look at it now. Don't
66%.
worry. Okay. If you go to PAX-G and across the top, you will see 24 hours, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. If you click on 1 year, in the top left-hand corner, it tells you that gold is up 64.92%. So gold is up more than I said.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, the reason I wanted to bring, The reason I wanted to bring that up is I think what will happen is people are going to go, right, we've got $100 billion worth of gold on the 1st of January, 2025. We've now got $164 billion worth of gold today. What we're going to do is we're going to sell $30 billion worth of gold. So we've still got more gold than we started the year with, and we're going to buy $30 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's what I think they're going to do. So they're going to have more gold than they started with because they're selling an asset that might have just topped out to buy an asset which has possibly bottomed out. So I think I'm in agreement with you. I think yes to that one. Next one. This is, I think this one's a gimme as well. Real world asset tokenization explodes with Sorry.
That's the thing. We'll see. Or you said there's a-
Y- y-
Yeah.
Real world asset tokenization explodes with tokenized treasuries, bonds, and equities reaching trillions in value, and institutions integrate on-chain collateral.
yes.
I don't think we're gonna see trillions next year. I think that's too high. I think that's exceptionally high. I think we might see a few extra 100 billion. Real world assets, if you look at the minute at real world assets, haven't they they've got about 80 billion, haven't they? If we go to RWA.
Can.
XYZ. I'm gonna tell you now. No, I'm gonna do it. Don't worry about it. I'm bringing it up. I just want to give you a quick number
Not
because
gonna be
some of these
is there a
people are
category
giving some
on?
of these. I'm gonna tell you now. Don't worry about it. Right. So the RWA.xyz. If you want to bring that up, that will actually tell you. If you want to, you don't have to. I'm just telling you what I use.
Oh, I got real world asset
and-
protocol tokens by market cap, and then a general
Okay.
market cap, I believe, is 40 billion.
Go to rwa.xyz just to show you what I'm looking at right now. That will help you an awful lot. And then this is going to show you the kind of the surge in the market, if you know what I mean. So it should be a white website. It should have a thing that says enter application in the top right hand corner.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, click on that. Right. If you go down to where it says total RWA value chart, if you click on asset type, click on all.
Yep.
And that'll give you the numbers. Right. Now that includes, as far as I'm aware, that includes stable coins. So it's a bit of a finger in the air type of thing. I don't think we're going to go from the numbers on this screen here.
Frozen again. I'm gonna try and fix what I have going on. I have a dark setter. And it's really pretty frozen. I think he's
We're going to have to use something other than Google Meet. This is utterly ridiculous. Right.
Yeah.
Very simply, we're not going to get to trillions in 12 months from where we are today. I think we might top a trillion. If that counts as trillions, then fair enough. I just think the problem is people are trying to cram so much. I've gone again, haven't I?
No, it's me, because I have a forced dark. No, it's me. I have a forced dark mode on Chrome because I don't want to have white
Right.
in my blind in my eyes, and it really goes the full length to make everything as black as possible. And then what it does is then makes the white stuff then white. So I actually can't read any of the numbers. You can't see a single thing. So I want to go change it because you actually can't see anything. I have to relaunch the entirety of Chrome. That being
Okay.
you and
Fine.
website, so I
Don't
can't
worry
do
about
it.
Fine. I would say no is my answer to this one. What do you think? Very quickly.
I understand the trillions evaluation is a bit of a
Bit high.
is a bit high, especially in a year. I think the base movement of tokenizing as much as they possibly can to get as much money as they possibly can. This is a move, especially for America. Right? America's about money. I mean, especially with Trump. And obviously, this being a topic of 1 year, he's a money man. He's gonna put everything. He'll put himself up for tokenization if he could. So I think. I mean, he probably technically did Trump token. He tried anyway. He will put as much as he possibly can within the American government. Right. That is just, I think, something which is a strategy, maybe a very simple strategy, maybe correct or not strategy. So that including, it technically is a real world asset being tokenized, so technically world asset tokenization. I agree with that. I don't know about the trillions though. So whether it be me agree with this on the gamble that it does reach trillions, or me not agreeing with this and being wrong because it doesn't reach trillions. You know what I mean? So I agree though. I don't know if it's going to happen with trillions. We'll get up to trillions evaluation. That would be an agree. That'd be one, right? Because we haven't had an agree one. We haven't had an agree.
Yeah, we've not had an agree. Right. Next one then. This is for you because this is your area of expertise. Are you ready for this?
Not really. I'm not. I have not even really looked at prediction markets that much. They're interesting. I know a bit about them, but obviously I can.
Let me ask you the question.
Opinion. I can see the question. Don't worry. You need to read it out.
I need to read it out so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Read it out. There you go.
Prediction markets, e.g. Polymarket, see weekly volumes consistently over $1.5 billion, expanding beyond elections with broader event betting and aggregation platforms. So there's not just Polymarket anymore, is there? There's Kalshi, is it called?
Kalshi, I don't know some other ones. I can't remember. I don't know them all. There is the main one I know is Polymarket, Kalshi. There's probably other ones, and then there's obviously ones which are coming out from chains themselves. So I think I'm answering first. Did you answer first for tokenization?
This is your one. This
okay.
I'm not going to answer this one.
I think just based on obviously the volume will be spanning across. This is spanning across every prediction market. This includes what we have currently, but what's happening, which I actually don't know if I can talk about. I actually can't remember the rules on this. Certain places are also going to be trying to release their own prediction markets. I don't know if actually I'm allowed to say who, especially because obviously
no, you're not.
So I think there's a push between what we currently have prediction markets as a whole. You can use crypto, but I think a lot of people are also using this normal finances because this is kind of, I think, something which is big in crypto, but has, I think, blown up in harmony with normal people doing stuff on prediction markets. The big crypto ecosystem which overlaps between normal crypto people and prediction markets, and there's a lot of people normally using prediction markets. But I do know that there is a push to make chain specific or chains are making their own predictions. So I think the general volume as a whole, where everyone's making their own prediction market, and everyone's getting involved with it, I do think there could be a push to normalize prediction markets as a common thing to be trading or to be using to trade. And I definitely think it could probably go over 1.5 billion or hit up to 1.5 billion volume because I think it is an emerging market, and I do think it is growing. We're not early to this. This has been existing. You know what I mean? And I still don't even think it's hit its max. Because this, there's a big push as well in normal. There's tons of marketing for Polymarket. This hits an area for normal people akin to, I can't say a lot of the words I want to say right now, but tactical, monetary, the G word, it's the S, the sport, B word. It hits that goal. I do think prediction markets is easier. I'm done.
Perfect. Right, I agree with you. Let's move on because I don't really know that much about them, so I'm going to agree with you. Number 10 then. AI agents, and again, this one, you can have this one as well because this is your area of expertise. AI agents and programmable payments, e.g. standards like X402, drive significant on-chain transaction growth on networks like Base and Solana. Now, you interviewed Nedos, didn't you, from Compute 3 AI, and you spoke in great length with him about this. Very quickly off the top of my head, this is going to be a yes from me. What do you think?
I've had my notepad up. I haven't moved back to my camera in general. It is program payments. No, I disagree. I don't think that the movement. What did you say? Did you agree or disagree with it?
I agree.
Okay, so that's
programmable payments is like it's gone from being wow, this brand new great big thing, look at this, it's amazing, to now it's just being used. Okay. So it's already happening on Solana. it's got to then roll out to Base, it's got to roll out to Chronos, it's got to roll out to
It's too
BSC.
niche
But we've gone past the stage of it's really, really cool.
because
Yeah,
you're
but is it
pairing
too
AI
niche?
agents and programmable payments. This is one unit now, and
Mhm.
this is an and. This is one unit, and this is significant growth. And we're talking about Solana,
Mhm.
so we have to pair this up. So AI agents and programmable payments, significant growth, and Solana. I don't think these pair at all. I don't think these pair. I don't think.
No. Okay. Listen, it says like Base and Solana. It doesn't say Solana. It says like Base. BSC, don't forget, BSC is working on this as well. The Binance Smart Chain is working on this. And it doesn't say just 402. It says like 402. So don't be specific. AI agents and payments next year, I think, are going to be big. And it doesn't matter which chain it's on. I think it's going to be a big thing because it's already being rolled out. Your wallets, if you look at what's happening with Solana wallets, the Ethereum has upgraded its blockchain to allow programmable wallets, or not programmable wallets that have AI agents. If you look at Chronos, for example, Chronos released a patch because it's a layer 2 of Ethereum. They're going to allow for AI agents to interact with their wallets. So it's already here in a kind of roundabout way. And to boost transaction growth on these networks, yes, on Solana it's going to be quite hard because Solana's already got so many transactions already. But Base, Chronos Chain, BSC, maybe not BSC as well, that's got quite a lot of transactions, but all of the smaller chains maybe, I think it's going to be quite big. I'm not saying it's going to drive retail adoption and have 1 billion people using it, but I think there'll be more a considerable amount of more transactions maybe today than maybe if we go forward to past the summer. I think we will. For example, here's another one for you: yield farming. Yeah, yield farming is a manual process. You have to go in every day, every 3 or 4 days, and manually farm your rewards.
Yeah.
Why can't you let your AI connect AI to your wallet and then allow your own AI bot to go and do that for you? So then you don't have to bother doing it. And then what you could do is set up your AI bot to do other things. So I think it's already here, and I wouldn't think too big with this, but I would think that this is going to have adoption next year. That would be my argument. Again, you've got your own argument. That would be my argument to counteract you.
Because it depends on what because it's because with these predictions, I think there needs to be a something which can be applicable, like something which can be actionable, and then something which can be measured. So the action being whatever we want to see, like prediction markets growth or AI agent programmable payment growth, and then there's the measurement. So that whether that be the volume increase on the weekly, a valuation. I don't know what the value for this is, so it just drives growth. Significant could mean because again, if you're on a chain, if you've made your own chain, you've got 5 transactions total, and then you have an AI bot which gives you 3 transactions. That is significant on-chain growth. So on a technicality, I guess I could agree with this, but I'm not going to agree with this. Just because on the
Fine.
sense of because there's a lot of times things like this happen.
In the bin.
I'm just gonna go 0 5.
In the bin. Well, remember what we said before we went live? We have to agree or we don't agree. Do you know what I mean? Either one person, if one of us wants something and the other one doesn't, we just throw it in the bin because we have to have consensus. Otherwise, we're going to have 20 predictions and between us, we're going to agree to 15 of them. And that's not the point, is it? We want to really get it down. I mean, roughly how many have we agreed on so far? We are
More
10
than-
in.
1, 2, 3, 4. Are we?
We're on number
Only
11
10
now.
in.
Out of
I
yeah, we're only
miscarried.
10 in. Probably, yeah. We're 10 in.
Well, on what numbers I have, we only have 4 we've not agreed upon.
Okay. Wait, so we've agreed on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should have
Well,
agreed on 6 out of 10.
Uh,
Anyway, let's move on. We've agreed on 6 out of 10. That I've just run back through them. So number 11, Solana emerges as the top performer among layer ones, hitting 300 to 500 $300 to $500 in a bullish scenario due to retail apps, meme coins, and DeFi integration. Very, very briefly, what does that give us a market cap of? What does that give us a price of market cap wise for Solana? So Solana is currently at 70 billion. So this is suggesting we do let's call it a 5x. So that puts Solana at $600. That was my bull run target for Solana.
Right.
I don't think that's not for me. That's a no. It's not going to happen in 2026.
Yeah, no. I don't think so.
No,
I'm just
I don't
going
think
to
we're
count the questions. Go on to the next one.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh no, $300 to $500. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. I think we'll be lucky to hit $200 next year. Again, this is on the proviso that the 4-year cycle is dead. Now then, number 12. Privacy-focused coins and tools gain traction with their combined market cap surpassing 100 billion and rising on-chain transparency concerns. Nope, not for me, this one either. Governments do not want privacy coins, and if governments don't want privacy coins, we don't have privacy coins. And it is a simple fact of life. Your government is there to protect you from everything that goes on around you. If you allow privacy coins to gain a foothold, then nefarious people will be able to use them to do nefarious things. And I personally, much as I like Bitcoin and I like freedom and all those kind of things, I don't agree in privacy coins. So for me, number 12 is a no. What do you think?
I no, I don't think they'll. What sort of traction? Because what traction is it? You know, how is it like going from gaining the next 10 people use these tools? I don't know. How big is it supposed to be? Oh no, 100 billion. Okay. No, I don't think.
Okay. Now I think the problem is that Zcash. If you bring up the chart of Zcash, for example, I made a video about this 2 years ago. I don't even know when it was. It was a very long time ago. Basically, Zcash is now at $525, having been, if we go back to the 1st of July, it was at $38. So it's been on a meteoric rise. And it came up as high as $700. It touched $700. It's retraced a little bit since then. It retraced back to 340, and it's now on its way back up again. Now, I think this is a fad. I don't believe there is a fundamental reason for this to exist. So we're going to say no to that one. Now then, number 13, corporate treasuries add Bitcoin en masse, with more public companies following treasury strategies and treating Bitcoin as a balance sheet asset. Do you want to go first on this one?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to go first
yeah.
on this one?
I agree with that. I think, especially treating it as a generalized asset, as you would do with gold, for example. I do think we're basically already there in terms of. I know there's arguments with certain subsectors of gold, gold and Bitcoin, but I think really just like don't get into the nitty-gritties. Not really that much like difference in terms of okay, I'm holding Bitcoin, or okay, I'm holding gold, or as a generalized corporation, I'm holding gold, I'm holding Bitcoin. I think they're pretty much akin to each other, or very close to each other anyway. So in terms of that regard, and it could be a slight drop in replacement for a gold holding. Then I agree with that. In terms of corporations actually doing that, I think so. I think we've had a lot of positive light on crypto, especially with what we've had with the American government and what they've been doing in terms of really setting the boundaries of crypto and really saying what is right and what's wrong, and making it a lot easier to use crypto as a normal company and not just as a personal user. I definitely think happen if companies want to do so. I think within, especially the year 2026, as America continues to do what it's doing, I think it'd be a lot easier for them to be doing something and holding Bitcoin as asset.
So yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. Yeah. Okay. That's number 13 in the bag. I agree. The one thing I will add as my little two penneth is I do not believe that corporate treasuries should be holding anything other than Bitcoin. I don't believe it, we're going to have to find a better way to do this because this is absolute BS. Right. Anything other than Bitcoin for me is going to be suicide for a company. That's all I was going to add. So even Ethereum, I still wouldn't hold Ethereum in my treasury. It would only be Bitcoin because, as I was about to say before everything got cut off, the majority of other cryptocurrencies are run or managed or directed by human beings, as in the Ethereum Foundation, the Solana Foundation, the Sui Foundation. They all run their own chains. And I just think that you're buying other companies' shares to hold on your balance sheet. Obviously that's to the nth degree. So I don't agree with anything other than Bitcoin. But yeah, we're on agreement on that one. Now, the next one is an interesting one because we are going to be talking to Remora, sorry about this. The Solana real world asset project, and that is DeFi TVL rebounds strongly, shifting towards FAT applications. That's FAT, not PHAT, that capture more value than base protocols with yields from real world assets and staking dominating. So that's the prediction for 2026. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen yet. I think that number 14 ties into number 8, which is the real world asset exploding. I think it's still too soon for me. I do think that I would have a different prediction, and that is that Binance, for example, and many others will roll DeFi into centralized exchanges. That would be my prediction. And I would agree that that's going to happen. So, for example, on Binance, you've got Alpha, you've got Binance, you've got your wallet. I think there's going to be an option in Binance in the next 12 months to earn yield from maybe Aave, maybe other platforms like Camino Finance. I think they're going to be available through Binance next year. That's going to be my prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a bit of a dud. It's just no, I don't agree.
No, neither do I. All right, we'll cross that one off. Cross that one off the list. Now, next one. And I can see this one happening. And this is more of a black swan event. A major emerging market currency faces destabilization blamed on stablecoin adoption, sparking global regulatory debates on digital dollars. So, for everybody watching, what that means is let's pick a small country like, I think of a small country. I can't think of a small. I'm going to insult everybody, aren't I? Bhutan. It won't be Bhutan because they mine Bitcoin. But Bhutan's currency goes to the wall because everybody is using stable coins and Bitcoin. That's the scenario for number 15. And I, believe it or not, think that that is a major possibility because what do governments like to do to introduce legislation? They create an emergency, do they not? They create a scenario where something's really bad's happened. Somebody got pecked in the eye by a goose. And now we need to put I don't know, shock collars on all the geese, that kind of thing. So I do agree. I think a currency will have a problem, but it will be going to the wall anyway. But they'll use it to blame stable coins. So I think number 15 is an absolute bang on possibility for 2026.
I can't say. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I don't think so. Um, I don't know. I don't really know, to be fair. I don't know. I don't. I'm not gonna agree with it in terms of me knowing enough to predict that I know it's gonna happen or I don't know it's gonna happen. I don't know. So I'm not gonna agree.
Danny has said Albania in chat. That's a possibility. What I would say is a setup, just to give you a setup of how it would happen, is if there are several countries at the minute who have hyperinflation, and what people want to do in hyperinflation is they want to move to a safer asset, and that safer asset is always going to be the dollar. It's never going to be gold. It's going to be the dollar. Now, you can't really get your hands on that many dollars because if you do, you run the risk of you're in a lawless society because it's in hyperinflation. You're in a lawless society. What's likely to happen is you're likely to get somebody knock on the door with a baseball bat. But if you could get your hands on stable coins and you can on ramp your cash into the dollar from your debasing currency, then of course they're going to blame stable coins. So that's how I see it happening. And I think there are certain countries which are almost close to the wall. We've gone through since COVID, we've had 5 years of pretty much recessions, inflation, unemployment, all that kind of stuff. So I can see it happening. It would be a black swan, as I said at the beginning. It would be not a black swan; it'd be a grey swan. But I could see it happening. Now then, next, we don't agree on that one, by the way. So that goes in the don't agree column. Now then, because like I said at the beginning, we have to agree, otherwise we can't, we can't agree on everything, right? Now, crypto equities, e.g., mining stocks and exchanges, outperform traditional tech stocks as public market exposure to digital assets matures. So basically, we can't mention too many names, but there's a lot of mining stocks. I think there's about 12 listed mining stocks now, maybe more. I know the Trump family have launched their was it called US mining or something they've called it. You've then got the likes of Circle, you've got the likes of Coin, you've got the likes of Strategy. Are they going to outperform traditional tech stocks in 2026?
I think that the big dogs have got a face. It's gonna be Nvidia. It's kind of been the one because there's been a lot of there was a lot of crap. I mean, obviously, I think the period where also kind of going crap.
Yeah. What are you? Let's have a look. See if I can bring it up. Oh, here we can. Let's have a look. Just give me 1 second, because now that we have tokenized stocks, you can bring up Nvidia on CoinMarketCap. Yeah. So if you type in Nvidia in the top right hand corner and go to Ondo, that's an Ondo's tokenized stock of Nvidia. We're at 186 or whatever it was. We started the year at 171. So what's that? That's a 10% increase this year.
Yes.
Even though, yeah. So I would say how if gold drops 20% and Bitcoin drops 10%, for example, everybody next year would say that Bitcoin outperformed gold, but they both had a pretty crappy year.
Yeah.
I would say that the stock market is due for a correction, and I think that correction will be lower. Oh, sorry, that correction will be a higher correction than maybe Bitcoin, for example. So the stock market could go down another 15% next year, 20%, for example, and it would be a really deep one, maybe. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go more than 10 or 15% lower. So that technically, on a technicality, like you said before, on a technicality, I think Bitcoin will outperform the S&P next year if there is a correction. But I don't believe for 1 second, that Circle and Coin and the mining stocks are going to outperform the stock market, because if the stock market comes down, Bitcoin is a riskier asset. It's a risk on asset. So if the stock market falls 10%, Bitcoin's going to get absolutely blasted. And if Bitcoin gets blasted, everything associated gets blasted. So I don't agree with that one either.
Yeah, I think um normal companies Nvidia doing some they make stuff. And for mining for crypto mining companies, Nvidia has to fix all the GPUs. So whenever a big farm, whenever I think, or whenever if I see an article, oh yeah, new big crypto farm happening here, I think that's a big payday for Nvidia. You know, it's
Yeah.
is it mining? Yeah, great. It's profitable. This, that, the other. You don't really hear about it being this massive thing. I think if mining was that amazing, we would have heard about it. Like in terms of if it was so profitable and it was such a great thing to invest in on a operational level, in terms of you not really mining yourself but investing in someone who's operating mining system, I think we would have heard about it. You know, there's already been big mines have been existing for a long time now. Maybe it's just some secret source they don't want anyone to know about it, but you don't really hear about it. And I don't think it's really going to be anything which is productive. It's not producing anything. It's just mining.
Yeah. Mining Bitcoin, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there's Marathon and there's Riot and there's a few others who are big. But the problem is, and I always mention this example, when you look at the price of gold and you go and look at gold mining and diamond mining companies, right? Even though they're massive companies, they are so volatile because if gold drops 2%, the mining stock will drop 6%. So its beta or its alpha is like 3x that of the commodity that it's producing. Yeah.
Yep.
Oil doesn't really have that. And the reason is that when you invest in a diamond or a gold mine, a physical diamond or a physical gold mine, you're investing 2 years into the future because they've already sold what comes out of the ground in 2026.
Yeah.
And the problem that Marathon and Riot and everybody else has got is the share price overreacts. So rather than, Bitcoin drops 5%, they will drop 15 or 20%. It overreacts. So I would say it's not a case if you've not heard of them. I would say they're not investable assets. They're so volatile. You might as well just go and buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's what I would say to that. Now, somebody's asked a very interesting question, and I wouldn't normally answer
Are we
these
agreeing
kind of
with that?
questions. We're agreeing that that's not going to happen. Right. Somebody said, can you explain why the euro is not more used and why the dollar has the monopoly? Very simply put, political motivation of the Americans is to uphold the US dollar as the global reserve currency. The global reserve currency includes Web 2 and Web 3 and TRAD, everything, right? Now, the political motivation is to bring out policies which promotes the US dollar as a crypto, currency. The euro and the European Union have done everything in their power to throttle the growth of euro. They bring out policies to say that you can't issue a euro-denominated token. You can't have one. You can't have a euro stable coin. You can't pay interest on that stable coin. If you want to have a euro stable coin, it has to hold US bonds and US debt. Or no, it's not allowed to hold US bonds. It has to hold US currencies. So the European Union are garbage. And there's no other way around it. They're garbage. Name me the last massive unicorn company that came out of the European Union. You're talking about Nokia, which is like, 30 years ago. They don't have that many big companies because they strangulate everything with regulation. The Americans are dominating because the European Union are sitting there trying to stop you from doing what you want to do. The Americans are trying to enable you to do as much as you can. They're different mindsets. And that is why the European Union will fail. And it is failing. And there is no other way to look at it other than that. They don't promote business. They don't promote big business. They tax, and it's a socialist movement, simply put. Anyway, that's got a little bit of a rant, which we didn't need. Next one is interesting. And again, this one's in your court. Quantum resistant upgrades become a priority for major blockchains with at least one top network implementing post-quantum cryptography amid rising threats. Now, I'm gonna let you into a secret. I'm gonna let you into a secret before you start. Solana is already passing some proposals to implement quantum resistant tech into Solana. So
Right.
that's just I'm just gonna let you in on that.
Well, I was gonna say yes anyway. Especially with the major blockchains, because what are they really doing? I mean, like, what else can they be doing apart from making sure that everything runs smooth? And I think once you've built that blockchain, it's more about security updates and making sure it just runs smoothly. And this is like, it's like giving a bony, skinny, underfed dog a massive chunk. You know, I think yes, the open source developers of these, but obviously not depending. Mostly all of it being open source with major top blockchains. Anyway. All the developers, once the blockchain's already been built, if you're not building a massive arm of that blockchain, which introduces a massive, huge amount of functionality, there's not really that much going on. I don't think once it's been existing, so from there, like I said, it's going to be security updates. This is, if I was one of them, I would be pushing for doing this, for upgrading, updating what we currently have to add. And this is a no-brainer. You know, again, I don't think there's going to be any, especially within next year. There's not going to be any commercial, quantum-based computing for the individual. So I don't think this would happen even within next year. No sort of blockchain attack would happen with with quantum technology. I don't think that's going to happen because it's not consumer. It's not for the consumer. It's not going to happen. I do think they're going to introduce it though on the eventuality. And obviously, as you've said, with Solana already planning to do that at the start, not even at the start of of 2026, the end of 2025. So it's not going to take them a year to add it. So I definitely think it will happen. And it would. I think.
Okay.
Without knowing that, I would have said it would happen.
I agree. Let's agree on number 17 because we've not agreed in a very long time. I don't think.
Agreed.
We didn't agree on 16, 15, 14.
Agreed on 16.
13 was the last. No, we didn't.
What did you say on 16?
We agreed that. Right. Number 16, crypto equities outperform traditional tech stocks. And I said they won't.
Yeah, I said they won't.
Well, that's agreeing
Yes.
that prediction is wrong.
Yeah. We agreed.
So, okay, no. We have to agree with the prediction.
Oh, I thought it was agreeing with the
No.
prediction.
Okay, the prediction is crypto equities outperform traditional tech stocks. That's the prediction. I said it's not going to happen. You said it's not going to happen. So it's not going to happen. So we don't agree with the prediction. No wonder you've got 76,000 agreements on 15. Okay, no, if we agree that the prediction isn't going to happen, it's still a 0. It's still a duck egg. Okay. Now then, number 18. And we're not going to agree on this one either, by the way, I don't think. Meme coin mania returns in pockets, but with more utility driven or community backed projects outperforming pure hype plays. That is the prediction. Number 18. I am going to say absolutely not. Memes are dead. As 2023, 2022 memes are dead. And I don't think we should call them memes anymore. I think we should call them community-driven projects. And I think they will do okay, but that's not the prediction. The prediction is that meme coins return. What do you think? I'm a no, by the way. So I don't agree with this prediction. What do you think?
So I'm just going. I'm fixing. I think I've fixed it. They've got a lot more zeros than we had. Okay.
Do we think
18.
Do you think meme coins, are they coming back? Yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. We agree that prediction.
It's gone 0.
It's gone 0.
It's gone 0.
Okay. That's good. Now then, number 19 is a little bit more political. So the US political parties actively court crypto voters ahead of the midterms, leading to pro-innovation policies and reduced enforcement actions. That's number 19. Very quickly, off the top of my head, we are not going to see enforcement actions. We are going to see pro-innovation policies. I think this is a dud of a prediction because it's already happening. Both the Democrats and the Republicans are pushing the Genius and the Clarity Act. So it's bipartisan as it is. America realizes it's a massive industry. The Democrats are going to get on board. Even though Biden didn't know what a stable coin was, he thought that's where you kept miniature horses. I think both parties are going to go after crypto. Yes, but I don't believe it's going to be midterms. I just don't. I don't think the Democrats have got enough about them. They're still talking about nose rings and blue hair. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if we're going off that idea of party being every case on the US politics wanting to go crypto, I don't agree on that. Obviously, as you mentioned, they're too busy. They are way too busy on nothing involving crypto. I don't even know what they busy themselves with. Really, I don't even know what the policies are mostly. I hear them obviously speak. Last time, Kamala, hear the words come out of the mouth. I hear a lot of speaking. I don't actually know what they want. I never actually, because I watch a lot of Kamala. I watch a lot during the fight. Ex-president. I don't actually know what she wanted. I generally had no idea what she wanted. Maybe I wasn't.
It was word salad, wasn't it?
I don't actually.
It was word salad.
So I don't know what they want. Right? I don't think
they don't know what they want.
They don't know what they want, so they're not even going to get involved. Crypto. That's like 10 steps ahead of knowing what you want. So no.
Yeah,
that's a zero.
There's a very funny story which we're not going to go into on here, but there are two political parties in a country which I won't mention the name of, and one party, their entire existence is to disagree with the other party. So if I say the sky is blue and I'm from one party, they will absolutely disagree and say the sky is absolutely not blue, the sky is green, right? And I think the problem with the Democrats is they've got to the point where they just disagree with everything the Republicans say, and it makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? If it's like we think that we should look after old people, students, and the homeless, and the sick and the poor, and the Democrats will say, "Well, I don't agree with that because you're missing out the 15 people that arrived on a boat from Bhutan, and we need to worry about those 15 people more than anybody else." And I think that's a problem with the Democrats. And I think crypto is not a way out for them from the hole that they've dug themselves in. And luckily, it's America and it's not everywhere else around the world, which is a basket case. So we will agree that's a zero as well. Now, number 20. Oh, go on.
No. I was saying
the last
20.
one.
I was going to say I'm 20, so we said it.
Number 20. This is the last one, and then you're going to have to give the scores on the doors. Overall crypto market cap climbs to 5 to 10 trillion by late 2026, marking a steadier institution-led bull phase with lower volatility than past cycles. Now, this is the case for the super cycle. This is the case for Tom Lee, the case for Cathie Wood, the case for Michael Saylor. This is what they are arguing. They are saying that the 4-year cycle is dead. And this is probably the most contentious point of all, because you have the likes of people saying it's a 4-year cycle because it ties into the government, the elections in America. And then you have the people saying it's a super cycle. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA has been in a super cycle, for example. Amazon was in a super cycle. Apple was in a super cycle. Do you think, I'm going to ask you two questions. Do you think the 4-year cycle is dead? That's question number one. And question number two, do you think if the cycle is dead, do you think that we're going to have a bull run for the next 3 years?
Well, I think we can look at what's happened right now and why that could happen. So, would you argue the relatively recent history of crypto, exactly what to look at, has been alike to a normal bull run, or would you argue it's been different this time?
The issue is that we didn't have a euphoric blow off top. So we didn't have the blow off top, which we were both saying was 140, 150,000. We never got that. Now, there has been a cycle, which I think was, I don't know, was it 2019 or something like that? There has been a cycle where we didn't get the euphoric blow off top. And because we didn't get the euphoric blow off top, I don't think we're going to get the sell off because there's no retail to blow up the top. So if you go to $180,000 in Bitcoin, you can expect us to go to $60,000 because of the panic selling. But retail never came back. Retail came back via ETFs, and they're the old boomers. That's my age, right? So if we didn't get a blow off top, how are we going to have this brutal bear market? We're not, in my opinion. So I just think it's a damp squid. So if it's a damp squid, could I see us not going below 80,000, 75,000? Yes. Do I think we could stick between 80 and 100,000 for the entirety of next year? Yes. So I don't think we had the euphoric bull run that everybody was expecting. That's the answer to the question that I would give you.
Argue that what has the involvement of ETFs, the involvement of investment into crypto or in the top end of Bitcoin has fundamentally changed how the cycle works. Obviously, I mean, yeah, like I said, like the idea of there being these massive uproars in crypto, being this massive amount of money coming in due to not FOMO, but a lower opportunity or later opportunity from regular people investing with these with normal, not with ETF, obviously, making obviously price go all the way upwards, and then obviously we are the elite people all sell off while they're buying. We give them our money, or we give them our Bitcoin. They give us our 2 words. We don't have that, obviously. So I do argue that we don't really have that cycle anymore. It ended early. You know, we had that move upwards. We never had the finalization where we have the massive move upwards and back downwards, and that kind of kick starts the bear market. Never had that. So arguably,
I'd say two. Go on.
No, go on.
You finish your point first. No, you said arguably. You finish your point first.
So arguably, I think I think we have like 80% of the bull run. I think that still works because institutions will still sell at good times. They will still buy. So there still is some. It's not just people that are buying through, because that doesn't affect the market. What affects the market is the man in the middle, which are the buying more Bitcoin, selling more Bitcoin, whatever it may be. And in these periods where it's optimum, they will be buying more, selling more. So there is still movement. Just not ETF doesn't mean that there's no movement in Bitcoin anymore because there's nobody to get involved. It's just that it's a singular event rather than it being a mass amount of people getting involved in one go. I do still. It means we can still have our phases where we should be going upwards. We should be going upwards. And as a whole in the market, look, of what we've had. Or over a long period of time, over the year and a bit, whatever, we've been going upwards. We continue the uptrend. We need that move downwards. We need that move stop going downwards. We'll have cycle. I just don't think it has the same steps as it has had previously.
Right. I'd say there's two things which have dramatically affected expectations. Number one is the macro. Okay. 4 years ago, we had money printing, low interest rates, and people with nothing to do. And Bitcoin was getting adopted. So we had more money swilling around. We've gone through this bull run with Chairman Powell bottling it and not cutting interest rates. We had quantitative tightening, not quantitative easing, which is what we had 4 years ago. So we've had no money. We've had no money coming in to crypto other, like you say, via the ETFs. We've had no money coming in. So that's point number one. Point number two is diminishing returns. We had 8 years ago, 4 years ago, a considerably smaller market cap for Bitcoin. So even if you go back 4 years, the market cap of Bitcoin at $67,000, even though we had 4 years less of Bitcoin, it was still half the market cap. So is it, what was it, 1.5 trillion or whatever it was, or about 1.4, 1.5 trillion, whatever it is now. Bitcoin got to 126,000, which was what, $3 trillion?
Yeah.
So how are we going to get, how much money would we have needed with bearing in mind the macro, higher interest rates, quantitative tightening, no money in the economy. How much money would we have needed to have gone from 126 to 250,000? We'd have had to have gone from 3 trillion to 6 trillion, right? Where does $3 trillion come from? And I know it's not exact science. I know it's not $3 trillion. I know that. But what I'm saying is people have no money, number one. There's money being sucked out of the economy, number two. So I think we had a muted 4-year cycle, a muted bull run, an economy that had no money. And then the question's going to be, we went through a bear market with quantitative tightening, interest rates going up. And that's why the bear market was so brutal. We're going to go into this bear market with Chairman Powell cutting interest rates, money flooding into the economy, Trump giving everybody $2,500 next summer. So how can we expect a brutal bear market with all of the money coming in when 4 years ago we had all of the money coming out? So that's why I think we're in this like flat dead zone where we don't have any major dip. We might just bottom at 80,000. Maybe we stay there all summer. And then in September, October, midterms come along, we rip. And maybe we end the year at 100,000 because we can't have, it's like if you have a blow off top, you're going to have the mass panic sell. If you don't have a blow off top, there's no mass panic sell. So it's like taking one of those, antidepressants that you take when it just removes all the emotion from you. You just become this like robot. Maybe that's what we have. Maybe this is going to be the most boring year crypto has ever had. And believe you me, 2023 and 2024, they weren't very exciting except for very small amounts. So I would absolutely disagree that we are not going to hit 5 to 10 trillion next year. Which is what you've said as well, isn't it?
Disagree that we won't hit it.
We're not going to hit 5 to 10 trillion next year.
No. I also don't think we're going to see lower volatility. I don't agree with that either.
How are we not going to see lower volatility?
How would we see lower volatility? I get the idea that if there's more money, I get that if there's more money in ETFs, it's more controlled. But okay, so didn't you just argue that we didn't see a bigger move due to the circumstances we were in with this time's bull run, this cycle's bull run?
We've had quantitative tightening and high interest rates for the entirety of this bull run.
Yep. Which doesn't involve
so retail. Wait, retail had no money. Retail did not FOMO in because they had no money. The only thing that got us to where we got to is the ETFs, right? So no retail. Now, who panic sells? Because it's not the whales. The whales don't panic sell. It's retail and the shrimps or whatever they're called. The people that hold less than 1 or 2 Bitcoin, they're the ones that panic sell. And they just basically capitulate. Where does the capitulation come from if we've got none of the people who capitulate? There is nobody to capitulate.
But you agree with me?
There's nobody to capitulate. How do we have No, we're not going to have higher volatility.
But
we're going to have lower volatility.
Didn't you not just argue then that the reason we didn't have that retail was because of money and not because ETF involvement?
We didn't get the blow off top because we didn't have the money for retail.
Thank you.
Now, but how are we? Okay, but the reason that we get higher volatility is because retail capitulate, but they don't have the Bitcoin to capitulate with. They didn't buy it. They didn't buy $150,000 Bitcoin.
My argument is because I don't care exactly what happened in this bull. I'm talking about the question. The question says institutional-led bull phase with lower volatility than past cycles. I get the idea of where it's coming from in the sense of more holding of Bitcoin as a percentage between ETFs and then everyone else being higher, and that being ETFs not selling off larger than has had previously. So I get that, but in terms of where the sell-off actually comes from, and because we didn't have really any volatility this time, right? So
nope.
So that being, I get ETFs. So in terms of, I don't think the lower volatility and lower percentage moves directly 100% come from ETF involvement, because the higher valuation we have for Bitcoin, the more money it takes for us to move the same amount in terms of percentage wise, right? In terms of the valuation for Bitcoin to move. So that's also involved in the sense of volatility. So I think I don't care if ETF's involvement. I think the I think that part's wrong as well. We agree though. That's the thing. We agree. We agree that this is wrong, and it's a zero. Right? We're done with that. I'm just talking about the second part of the question.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is because we've trimmed the top, we also have to trim the bottom.
Yes,
you can't have one without the other. All right, and I think that's the issue. And is this cycle is the exact reverse of the previous cycle. Previous cycle, we had all of that money flooding in, and we had the run-up, the blow off top, and then we had quantitative tightening, interest rates going through the roof. We had the brutal bear market that took us down to what was it, 18,000. This is what people forget. In June 2023, we were at $18,000 and $19,000 for Bitcoin, right? And then people say we've had no bull run. We got to $126,000. We 7x'd the bottom, right? Yeah. But the issue is, this time around, we've got the same macro for now that we had in June 2023, which is no money, high interest rates, quantitative tightening. But we're going to go into the next bear market with all of this money flooding in, with lower interest rates, because one of the two Kevins is going to come into power. And so if we have all the money coming in, you know, if people wake up in the morning and they open their door and there's like Donald Trump is like throwing money at their head, right? At some point, some of that's going to go into Bitcoin. So I think Bitcoin will hold a higher low in this 2026. So that's where I'm coming from, because I just think it's flat. I think it's flat. I think it's like a sand dune. It's just flat. So, but we don't. I agree that that number 20 is not going to happen. So that's pretty much it. I think we've got to the end now. How many of the 20 have we agreed on?
So obviously you've had our bumpy roads. Can I make start mode? Absolutely blinding me. On. I think I can.
Let me see if I can bring.
Good
morning, Tariq.
I can see. I just would rather it not be blinding me. I've just made him disappear. 15 seconds. So dark.
So KB has put, yep, and all those people who are still calling October the 10th manipulation. Yep, I just think we had a different cycle. And I will say, and I had been saying, Powell bottled this entire end of the bull run. Powell bottled it. And I'm blaming him for bottling it, because the tariffs absolutely panicked him beyond belief. By the way, I can now read chat. I've got I've got YouTube open. So I can see.
You know, it doesn't matter. I can't make it dark. I don't know how to make it dark. Whatever. I'm gonna read it as it is. So we've had our
good morning. Go on.
Go on.
I was just going to say good morning to Manjeet, who's come into chat, and Tariq has come into chat. That's all I was going to say. Right. So we've got 20. How many have we agreed on?
So I have 20 out of 20. We do have all the answers to questions. Obviously, we've had our bumpy roads. So the first checklist, we have all 20 answered. Great. Now, I've had to go through, as we were talking through in the stream, and retroactively change them to zeros and ones to make sure it's right. So I'm hoping that this I'm hoping that this is the correct number. So actually, I wanted to ask you, what do you think the number is based on your number?
I think of the predictions, 50%. So 10 of the predictions we agree on. That's what I think.
Okay. Now, would you guess that it's higher or lower than half?
Oh my God.
It's 8.
Well, 10 is half. 8. Well, that's good. So what have we agreed on? Let's give a run through for Tariq and everybody else.
Let me go count.
Which 8 predictions for 2026?
All right.
8 predictions. Which are those 8 that we agree on?
Okay, let me just quickly like do a thing where on Excel you do 1, 2, and you drag it down, and it like gives you a list. Okay, so question 1. Let me bring this up now. Stop. Let me sort this out. There is. Okay,
I feel like
here we
I'm in a
go.
court
Ready?
Case, and I've said to
Okay.
somebody, how many
So,
people got paid out? Oh well, I've got to. work
Bitcoin
out the
experiences
numbers,
a
but
mid-year
anyway, go
correction,
on.
potentially dipping below 100k or as low as 60k in a bearish scenario before recovering on macro improvement. We agreed on that.
Good. I like that one. Next.
Spot ETFs for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana purchase over 100% of the new token supply, accelerating institutional demand and reducing available float.
I agree with that one.
Stablecoin market cap exceeds $1 trillion, becoming core infrastructure for global payments and surpassing rails in certain cross-border use cases.
Absolutely agree with that one. Yeah.
The major US crypto market structure, legislation, the clarity stuff, we've agreed on that one. At least one nation partially converts gold reserves to Bitcoin, signaling growth, sovereign adoption amid economic uncertainty. Agree on that.
Yep. We agreed on that one.
Prediction markets see weekly volumes consistently over $1.5 billion, expanding beyond elections with broader event betting and aggregation platforms.
Yep, I agree with that one.
Corporate treasuries add Bitcoin en masse with more public company strategies and treating Bitcoin as a balance sheet.
I agree with that one. Yeah.
And the last one.
These are really good predictions.
Yeah, the last one. Quantum resistant upgrades become a priority for major blockchains with at least one top network implementing post quantum cryptography amid rising threat. And that was it.
So that's 8 out of 20 that we agree with.
Yep.
I think we've picked the 8 right ones.
I think so. How many right and how many wrong did the ghost give us? You know, did he say how many he gave us right? Was it like a game? Is there some we've missed?
No, he gave us 20 predictions, and I said.
But he's obviously the ghost of future. He knows exactly
here.
what's happened.
No. Sats. That's what his good friends call him. By the way, he's not called Satoshi Nakamoto. His mates call him Sats. So I said, listen, Sats. I like your 20 predictions, but they've yet come to pass. Okay, which means they haven't happened yet.
Predictions, yeah.
So Sats, me and the Oracle, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna analyze them for the audience and tell them what we think. And just for the record, by the way, I made 5 predictions in January. 4 of them came correct. And the one that didn't come correct was Sam Bankman-Fried being released from prison. That's the only prediction of 2025 I got wrong. And I think I'm going to be right within the next 3 to 6 months. I think he's going to get let out. I think Donald Trump is going to just sign something and say, yeah, let him out. He's a super guy, probably one of the best guys that's ever lived. And he's got great hair, probably the second greatest haircut I've ever seen on a man. And then Sam Bankman-Fried will be walking free by the summer. So I might be wrong, but I think I'm still going to be right on that one. So I think those 8, I think between us, I think we've worked our way through them, and I think we're pretty spot on.
I think we've done pretty well.
I think we've done pretty well. I think a lot of those predictions are a bit meh, as in I don't see it happening. It's too soon. But I think the ones that we've agreed on have been great. Now, is there anything you want to add? Because I think we're about an hour and a half in.
So
I think
I'm
we
all
should
right.
be calling it. Well, if that's the case, we know what we haven't done.
What?
We've not wished everybody a happy New Year's Eve, have we?
No.
We just went straight into it. Elbow deep, straight in. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. I hope you have a good evening tonight. Don't drink too much kava, because why should they not drink too much kava, Oracle?
Your headache.
Because we are back at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Right, we are back in the morning for New Year's Day. What we doing on New Year's Day stream?
We've no idea what we're doing on the New Year's Eve stream.
I know what we're doing on New Year's Eve stream. What about New Year's Day stream?
We were supposed to do an awards show.
We can do it, yeah. We can do a award show.
We haven't. We can't do the award show. We're not going to get that put together by tomorrow. How are we going to do that? We've got less than 24 hours on New Year's Eve to put together an award show. I think we should do it.
I think we should do it January the 7th. Like, we should do it a week after New Year's so everyone's settled into the new year and then we can do the award show. We need the votes, obviously. We need the votes. Vote. We should put a vote in our Telegram.
No,
We should.
no. There's no voting. This is not a democracy.
No. They can vote, but we'll give the ultimate answer. But if we agree with the answer, we're going to agree with it. But if we don't agree with it, we're going to give our own answer.
No. Do you remember what happened in 2023?
Who
Who won Crypto Streamers of the Year in 2023?
It was us.
It was us. Okay. So we're going to win it again this year.
We're going to win it every year.
There's no point. We're going to win it every year. Okay. So we're going to have our own end of year awards show.
Yep.
January the 7th, like you say. Tariq says that you're going to be drinking tonight, so you're going to be in no
Probably.
condition to stream tomorrow.
Ooh.
Probably. I won't be. I'm going to be on the alcohol-free carver. But anyway, I suppose we should go then. So we're back tomorrow at 10 o'clock, aren't we? And we don't know what we're doing yet. Because the plan was to do Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future.
Yeah, and,
and that was all I had.
Not really a
That's all I
fourth
had in
one.
the tank.
Not really a fourth one.
No, there isn't.
And we've already given our predictions. We can't do this stream tomorrow. What are we going to do?
No. We know what we could do. We could pick our 5 coins of 2026, and we pick 5 coins each that we think are going to have a rip-roaring 2026. We could do that.
But
You pick 5, I pick 5. We've got, what's that? 5 minutes a coin. That's 50 minutes. So we could pick our 5 picks for 2026 tomorrow. That would be a good one.
yes, we could.
Wouldn't you? As long as you don't pick Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, and Hive.
How did you
as long
know?
as you don't pick, because you're just going to go down the list and go that one, and that one.
Yes.
No.
Fine.
We're going to have criteria. You can only have 1 top 10 coin, 1 top 20 coin, 1 top 50 coin, 1 top 100 coin, and so on and so forth.
I'm gonna go to top 1,000. I'm gonna pick random coin.
You know, we're gonna pick 5 coins, but we're gonna spread them out by market cap and stuff like that. That's
Okay.
what I think we should do. Anyway, should we go?
I think we've had a nice time on stream.
We've overrun massively.
Yeah, very. But this is what happens.
This is what happens. Right, Tariq, Danny, Mags, KB, Manjeet. Who else is here? Hidden is here. Good morning, Hidden. Vivek is here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to everybody on Binance. See you all in the morning, 10 o'clock, same time, same place. See you then.
Thank you, all of you. Have a great New Year's. Don't drink too much, as we said. Eat some nice food. Spend some time with your family. This is what now times. Obviously, we've been on streams, but we spent a lot of time with family. I can't wait to get back into the groove of things into the new year. Yes, exactly. We're gonna get back to it in the new year. Oh, we're not playing charades right now. I need to stop talking. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow. Good. Years. Okay. And Eve. Moving into. I've muted them.
Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish